All right. Hello, everybody. We are here with Michelle. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. And it's sunny here as well. Okay. We're going to talk about Michelle because she was in our like $1,000 DM bonus strategy that we just did. And first, we are going to celebrate that she literally paid $1,000 and she made almost $4,000 in cash. It was like 3,780 or something like that if you calculate it in American. She is British, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So she charged in pounds, but yeah, that's what she got, which is amazing. And can you just tell everybody a little bit where you're coming from, what's your background, and yeah, just let us get to know you a little bit.
Yeah, sure. So I started doing a degree in psychology, and I wanted to kind of like earn some money alongside it. So I decided to set up a business and realized that I had absolutely no clue what I was doing or how to kind of move it online and do marketing basically. So that's kind of where my journey started into marketing. And I literally just tried to learn everything I could. So about websites, about SEO, social media marketing, and it kind of developed into a business. And then after quite a while, then I found bots and I just absolutely loved bots. So that's where I kind of stuck.
Yeah, yes, and there's a lot of special things about Michelle, okay, but there is one special thing that we were just chatting about because most people when they come to me they have invested tons and tons and tons, and she actually hadn't. I am her first like real investment in a business mentor and all that. So can you tell the other people like all the challenges you've been and everything you've done so they can understand why you invested, and also everything that you have kind of tried without investing, let's just say that.
Yeah, so obviously everyone knows that you can kind of YouTube or Google everything. So that's what I used to do constantly. And it was kind of enough for me because I had that kind of marketing education and like taught myself that way. It was enough to get me through. And I kind of got to a point where I was like, right, I've learned everything I need to learn. And then I didn't even realize there was like this whole online coaching world. So as I moved into bots, I kind of got into that because of the 5-day challenges and the masterclasses and stuff like that. And then I kind of started to look at coaches a lot more, what they were doing, looking at their challenges, following them, and obviously doing that as research for my chatbots as well. And I just never really come across anybody where I was like, something I need to know, because it was kind of like everything they were saying, obviously I'd either covered in psychology or in the marketing. And I just felt like they never really had anything I needed to know. And then I come across you and I was literally like, she knows something I need to know. Because everything, like obviously through your testimonials and stuff like that, and just your whole confidence, your attitude to marketing, it just totally like, it was like, that's what I want to be like, and want to kind of like, have that confidence in my business where I'm like, just show up as the authority. So I'd never come across anyone like that before. And I was just like, wow. So
yes, and you can't Google it.
Exactly.
And you can Google confidence, But can you tell people what Chatbot is if they don't know? Because some of these people actually might know what it is.
Yes. Okay. So a chatbot is basically just an automated way to use Facebook Messenger to send out messages and kind of get that connection with people that want to join either your freebies, your challenges, your webinars, your masterclasses and stuff like that. So it's kind of a way of opening up that communication and getting them to take, like, by using the way we set out the bots, to get them to make micro commitments with you before you've even got to the point where you're speaking to them or you're pitching to them or anything like that. So it's kind of just putting you as the authority and getting them to the point where they're almost ready to buy before they've even like connected with you personally.
That is amazing. And the other thing that's amazing is Michelle, she has not been doing this for too long, I would say. And, you know, we had almost 4K cash in, was it like 9 days?
9 days.
9 days, which is a great leap. But it's the great thing about her is that she essentially have amazing clients results, and that is something that we promote all the time, and something that was also part of the problem, because she was so good at doing what she was doing with these high level people, and we just wanted her to be like, okay, how can I just help everybody understand how great I am, essentially. So can you just tell people a little bit about the client results that you have given? Because I want people to understand that just because you're not like a 7-figure entrepreneur or even like super high 6 figures, that you can literally become someone with these amazing testimonials and like a rock star super fast. So can you tell everybody what your clients
Yeah. Okay, so obviously a couple of the high level coaches I was working with, they were getting their 5-figure launches. So literally within 5 days, they were hitting a 5-figure launch. And then we were following up with masterclasses, and one got like a 24K day. And then obviously I've got the newer coaches who never run a challenge before, kind of probably didn't even see themselves maybe like marketing that way. And then after doing it, they're just like, wow, I absolutely love this, because they just feel more connected with their audience. And obviously making sales, so like literally creating a new course and making sales in that 5 days. So they were just like, you know, wow. So they love it. So that just means then that I love it, because they're so happy. And I just love having happy clients.
Well, yeah, who doesn't?
Yeah.
But, okay, so tell everybody, because this is pretty short and pretty low end to be me program, all about, you know, the Facebook Messenger or the Instagram Messenger. That doesn't really matter and all that. So can you tell everybody, before we did this, what did you think about like DMs and, you know, Messenger and all these kinds of things? And also what changed after we did this, because this process is pretty unique. So help everybody see like the shift that you know you went through.
Okay, so obviously I use Facebook Messenger for the bots, but it's a different kind of way of doing it, because they're opting in. Whereas like with DM kind of strategy, I was always like, it's really icky, because you're kind of reaching out. Like in my head, it was like, I'm going to reach out to people who don't know me, like don't want to buy from me. Like it just felt super uncomfortable. But the way you kind of taught it was like, you just showed me that these people already wanted me to sell to them. They're literally just waiting for me to kind of give them permission to buy. And I kind of feel like I was also waiting for that permission from you to like sell. So it's literally like you gave me permission, I gave them permission, and then the sales just started rolling. And it was just not icky. It was not like, it was just nothing like I thought it'd be.
Yeah. And because I think that's important, because what do you do when you're like, you have no marketing, or let's just remove all the marketing, and you needed to sell yesterday? Because essentially that's, a lot of people are in that situation, you know, and you need to pay whatever. And then, okay, what's the fastest way to do it? Well, it's the people in your DM. So we literally took all the people that, you know, people that checked out her website but never said anything like ever, or people that said not now, or people that just like comments and then just super excited and then they're just not because something happened, or people that even look like buyers. And the literally the thing we do is teaching her, how do we literally turn those people into people that say, yes, I want to buy. And it's a very natural, flowy conversation. So it does feel icky, like they feel awesome, you feel awesome. Or how did you actually feel when you were talking to them?
It was so strange, because it was like, they were so excited, and like you made me excited about it, because obviously I thought it was something I'd never do. And then literally like one little thing you'd say and they were just so excited about it. And it's like, I kind of didn't realize that they were already excited, but they just needed me to like tell them why they were excited and just say, okay, go ahead. And that was it. It was literally like it just changed like straight away. It was crazy.
Did you feel awkward about like objections and all that kind of thing? Or how was that for you?
I kind of did, first of all, because I thought like, I kind of felt like if they've got objections, like I should leave them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I always did before. And then it's only like where you changed my perspective in the sense of like, they don't really like, they're not objecting. They're just wanting me to kind of tell them more. Like, in other words, like, this is exactly for you. Like, and this is why, exactly why. And then they'd be like, yeah, okay, straight away. Like, oh
Because,
my God.
yeah, because
Yeah.
yeah, that's amazing. Because here's the thing, that people, when they try to do objections and all that kind of thing, it almost gets to the feeling that the person feel like if they don't buy, they're like a horrible person, or if they don't buy, they feel or almost pressured into buying, and these kinds of things. So the thing that we have done, we have turned everything around, and we can say in a few sentences, you know, first changing our perception of objections, that nobody objects you ever. Like, I think that's probably one of the biggest things that you just said. And then make them feel excited about it from the inside, from their hearts, instead of even thinking about like there's a deadline tomorrow and you will suffer.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
don't do it, you know. And then the conversation is like so natural and it feels good, and I think that's the most important thing. It literally just feels good for you and for them. And just you did have one client that thanked you for the whole thing, right? Wasn't that the case?
Yeah, it was crazy because like the objection they gave was just, they was focusing on totally the wrong thing. So literally all it took for me to like just kind of educate them a little bit on what they should be focusing on right now for them. And they was just like so grateful, just like, oh my God, I didn't know that, thank you. And I thought they'd kind of look at me as like, oh, she thinks she knows everything. Do you know what I mean? So that's kind of what stopped me before. But I just thought, well, even if they don't buy from me, like they still need to know that. And then when I kind of told them, and the gratitude was just like unbelievable. And when they actually got through to the content of the course they purchased, that they're just like, even now just keep sending me messages like, oh, thank you so much, like the content's amazing, the whole concept's amazing, like they literally love it. So it's just like, they're probably going to be like my best follower ever.
And I think that's how sales should be for both sides, so that everybody's just like super happy before and after the sales, ideally. Of course, we cannot make absolutely everybody happy, but you know, the majority of people. And right now, how do you feel about just having this awareness and having the skills? Because this skill is kind of like a weapon. Let's just pretend someone threw you out to the desert and you had to pay your rent and your bills and ta. How would you say your confidence has changed before and after, when you know that if you really need a sale, that is actually a possibility to just send a DM and search around and actually get it? How has that changed your sense of security? Maybe is a better.
It's definitely changed it, because I just feel like confident now, in the sense of these people that are kind of just sitting there waiting for me to sell to them, it's up to me to go and get them. Like, it's not even like I need to do some big strategy. It's literally like I just need to reach out and just give them permission to like go ahead and do it. So it just feels like so much easier for me. And just the whole concept of like what everyone's teaching, like hustle, it's just, it never like sat with me. So this way is just like, I just love it, because it's gave me permission to run my business how I want to run it, rather than how everyone's telling me to run it.
Yeah. I don't think there's any more like anti-hustle than just a message and sale.
Exactly.
It's just like super simplistic. And I say this to you, and I sell this to all people, that let's say you're not making 10K per month. What do you need at that point? You need money.
Yeah.
And it's just a fact, you know. And as I said, it takes 150,000 a year and make a freebie, and then you need to know that freebie is good. That versus, but you're like, I'm just gonna send a text.
Yeah.
Done. You know. So it kind of changes your whole mindset.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you so much, by the way.
You're welcome.
And also, everybody should know that Michelle is a phenomenal client. You know, she's paid and she's showing up and she's doing the work, like even though it's uncomfortable and all that. So obviously you have to take that into the context that you don't get results like these without being a badass at your core. Okay. Because there can always be things that stop us, you know. There can always be a bad situation. There can always be like, well, money, not having money in the bank account when you're doing this. I don't even think Michelle had the money in a bank account fully to do that. So, you know, but that is like a true entrepreneur, as I like to call it. They just like find the way. So I'm obviously excited for what you will do next, because Michelle is obviously in our boot camp that we're going to do in January. And also for your clients, because you're just going to grow better and better, so they will just see better and better results. Yes. All right. So then,
I literally
yeah, it's exciting. Me too. It's super exciting. Thank you. And then we'll end this beautiful recording.
Thank you. See you later.